Would you please consider subscribing to my channel and giving my video a thumbs up? I'd really appreciate it.
Once upon a time, in a peaceful village surrounded by green hills and sparkling rivers, lived a little girl named Lily. Lily was 6 years old, with bright blue eyes and a big smile that could light up a room. She lived with her mother, Sarah, who was known throughout the village for her kindness and gentle heart. Sarah loved Lily more than anything in the world and always made sure that Lily felt safe, happy, and loved. Every morning, Lily and her mother would go on a little adventure. They would walk to the nearby forest, where they would collect berries, flowers, and special stones. Sarah would teach Lily the names of all the trees and plants, and together they would listen to the songs of the birds. Lily loved these moments with her mother, who always made everything seem magical. One sunny afternoon, as they were picking wildflowers in the meadow, Lily looked up at her mother and asked, "Mama, how do you always know what to do? You always make me feel better, and you always know how to fix things when they go wrong." Sarah smiled gently and knelt down beside Lily. "Well, my sweet girl, mothers have a special kind of magic," she said softly. "It's a magic that comes from love. When you love someone with all your heart, you can always find a way to help them, to guide them, and to keep them safe." Lily's eyes grew wide with wonder. "Is it like the magic in fairy tales? Can you make things appear with a wave of your hand?" Sarah chuckled and shook her head. "Not quite like that. The magic of mothers is quieter, but it's much more powerful. It's the magic of knowing when you need a hug, or when you're feeling sad even if you don't say anything. It's the magic of making you feel better when you have a bad day, and making sure you grow up strong and kind." Lily thought about this as they walked back home, hand in hand. That night, as she lay in bed, she couldn't stop thinking about her mother's special magic. She wondered if all mothers had it and what other secrets the magic might hold. The next morning, something strange happened in the village. When Lily woke up, the sun was shining, but there was a heavy silence in the air. She hurried outside to find her mother, who was standing in the village square with the other villagers. Everyone looked worried. "What's wrong, Mama?" Lily asked, tugging on Sarah's dress. Sarah looked down at Lily, her face filled with concern. "The river has stopped flowing," she said softly. "Without the river, the crops won't grow, and we won't have water to drink." Lily's heart sank. The river was the lifeblood of the village. Every morning, the villagers would collect water from it, and the farmers would use it to water their crops. Without it, the village would struggle to survive. The village elders gathered to discuss what to do. They decided that someone needed to go on a journey to find out why the river had stopped and to ask for help. But it was a dangerous journey, and no one knew where the source of the river was. As the villagers debated, Lily tugged on her mother's sleeve. "Mama, can we go? Can we find the river and make it flow again?" Sarah looked at Lily, her heart swelling with pride at her daughter's bravery. "It's a long and dangerous journey, Lily," she said gently. "But maybe we can." The village elders agreed to let Sarah and Lily go, trusting in Sarah's wisdom and strength. Early the next morning, they set off on their journey, with only a small bag of food and a blanket. As they walked through the forest, Lily kept close to her mother, feeling safe with her by her side. They walked for days, following the path of the dry riverbed, deeper and deeper into the forest. They crossed rocky hills, dark woods, and meadows filled with wildflowers. Along the way, Sarah taught Lily more about the forest, showing her which plants were safe to eat and which ones to avoid. Despite the difficulty of the journey, Sarah always had a calm smile on her face, and Lily felt the warmth of her mother's magic surrounding her. One evening, as they sat by their small fire, Lily looked up at the sky. The stars were twinkling brightly, and she could hear the soft rustle of the trees in the breeze. "Mama," Lily asked, "do you think we'll find the river?" Sarah wrapped her arm around Lily's shoulders and said, "I believe we will. When you believe in something with all your heart, and when you have love and hope guiding you, anything is possible." Lily smiled, feeling reassured by her mother's words. She knew that as long as her mother was with her, they could do anything. The next day, they reached the foot of a tall mountain. The dry riverbed led up the mountain, and Sarah knew that the source of the river must be at the top. But the climb was steep and treacherous. As they started to climb, the wind picked up, and the path became narrow. Suddenly, there was a rumble, and rocks began to tumble down the mountain. Lily froze in fear, but her mother quickly pulled her into a safe spot, shielding her with her arms. "Stay close to me, Lily," Sarah said firmly. "We'll be okay." With her mother's guidance, Lily managed to climb the mountain safely. When they finally reached the top, they saw a beautiful sight: a small, sparkling pool of water, surrounded by glowing flowers. It was the source of the river. But something was wrong. The water was blocked by a large boulder that had fallen into the pool, stopping the flow of the river. "We need to move that boulder," Sarah said, looking at it carefully. But it was too big for them to move on their own. Lily looked around, thinking hard. "Mama, what if we ask the forest animals for help? You always said they're our friends." Sarah smiled at her daughter's clever idea. "That's a wonderful idea, Lily. Let's call for them." Together, they called out to the forest, and soon, animals of all kinds appeared: deer, squirrels, rabbits, and even birds. They all came together to help Sarah and Lily. The animals pushed and pulled, and with everyone working together, they finally moved the boulder. As soon as the boulder was moved, the water began to flow again, cascading down the mountain and filling the riverbed once more. The river was restored. Lily and Sarah cheered, and the animals danced around them in celebration. The river sparkled in the sunlight, flowing down the mountain and back towards the village. Sarah hugged Lily tightly. "We did it, my brave girl. We saved the river." Lily beamed with pride. "It wasn't just us, Mama. It was your magic. The magic of love and hope." They returned to the village, where they were greeted as heroes. The villagers cheered and celebrated, grateful to Sarah and Lily for their bravery and determination. The crops flourished, and the village was once again full of life. From that day on, Lily understood the true magic of mothers. It wasn't just in knowing the right things to do or in making her feel safe. It was in the love that her mother gave her every single day. It was a quiet, gentle magic that made everything better, even in the toughest times. And as Lily grew up, she carried that magic with her, knowing that one day, she too would share it with someone she loved. The end.